Why are nations.so drawn to explore the Mariana Trench in the freezing darkness? What lurks beneath, where life is rare? Why are you so determined to seize the opportunity? Across Earth's vast surface, the oceans blanket over 70% of our planet. And in these deep waters lies a breathtaking natural wonder, Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench is located in the western Pacific Ocean, near the Mariana Islands. About 200 kilometers from Guam. It extends in an A or C. It stretches nearly 2,550 kilometers. The width is approximately 69 kilometers, and the deepest part is called Challenger Abyss. The depth reaches about 11,034 meters. If you move this trench to land, it can extend from Beijing to Lhasa. Trench wasn't cut out, he was squeezed out when two plates collide. The denser Pacific plate is forced to dive, like a plank slanted into the sand, and so the deepest fissure on Earth was born. To get there, you have to cross the entire ocean. The top layer of the depth is suitable for water temperature. Here is swimming, surfing, and diving areas. But the deepest point here is only 200 meters, from 200 meters to 1 kilometer. Darkness slowly descends as the depth decreases. The pressure will increase to 10 times the pressure at sea level, enough to crush most land creatures. But there are some strange undersea life. For example, this yellow hairtail, also known as the flying fish king, dragon kingfish, or dragon palace messenger. He's one of the longest bony fish known. The body length can reach more than 8 meters. There are even records of more than 11 meters. This is a sea angel a colorful and somewhat cute. Broad fish with transparent wings as the sun fades and the pressure builds up. The creatures here adapt to their environment. It gets weirder and weirder. Lose color, grow oversized eyes, or evolve softness and flexibility. Not under great pressure. The deeper the body implodes, the stranger these creatures are. Until below 1 kilometer, you enter the dark zone. The only light is from the creature itself. They look like it's like coming out of a science fiction movie. It's got glowing lures, transparent body, and huge mouth. Like this really creepy giant squid. He has long spider-like arms, can reach more than 6 meters. It looks like a marionette in the dark, hanging in midair. The pressure here is 100 times the pressure at sea level. Every square centimeter of your body has 0.105 kg weight, the equivalent of an adult elephant standing at your fingertips. One of the most famous creatures in this region. It's a droplet fish, scientific name soft album du fuyu. The habitat depth is 600 to 1,200 meters. Due to its unique appearance and lazy behavior, and known as the saddest fish in the world, in the dark it looks like a bony fish, but after being salvaged ashore. The bulky body caused by a sharp drop in water pressure, it looks like a ball of gel. The depth continues to drop to 4 kilometers. It's called the aqueduct. Cold temperature, dark quiet. Life is scarce, but it's not without life. The level of the ocean floor may surprise you. At first glance, it's like a flat layer of silt, but the mud is just a cover-up. They're the products left over by upper organisms when they die. Some of it goes down as waste, some as tiny particles, digested and excreted by other organisms as time goes by. These products slowly accumulate and set Lido the seafloor. It also has a romantic name, known as sea snow. Layer by layer, a soft carbonized mud is formed. In some places the mud can be more than 8 kilometers thick. That be why all the creatures that once lived on it. Of debris. They capturing carbon while witnessing the history off the ocean floor, making the deep sea the most powerful natural carbon on Earth. Even so, there is also tenacious life here. Most of them survive on scraps in a world where it's hard to catch real food. But every now and then there's a huge pie coming down. The sutra of clothes falls on all things. When a dead whale sinks to the bottom of the sea, he becomes a magnet for life. Seabed scavenger will arrive at the battlefield within hours. The first is Mao Man. Water, sand, and stone chips, rat tails, and millions of bispecies animals. And then polychaetes and crustaceans and bacteria. See these tiny little stickers to the bone. Hair-like thing. These are worms. As time goes by, a complete ecosystem will be formed here. And this process can go on for 50, maybe even hundreds of years. However, it is still very difficult to survive here. The temperature is slightly above freezing, The pressure is huge, 400 times the pressure at sea level. That it's the equivalent of an elephant standing at your fingertips. Keep going down. This is 6 kilometers below the surface. This is harder. In Greek mythology, named after Hades. Start here. The only deeper place is the trench. Very few right-hand submarines can reach here. The pressure here is more than 600 times the pressure at sea level, where steel is compressed. Electronic equipment must be specially packaged. Humans can only rely on the shallow device for a short stay. Finally, it approaches a depth of 11,000 kilometers, but to the bottom of the Mariana Trench, that's deeper than Mount Everest. Pressure, the equivalent of 2,000 adult elephants stepping on your back. It is unimaginable that there's still life. They are oddly shaped. For example, giant single-celled organisms known as prebiotic algae. They filter food from the bottom of the sea. And the little sky, white shrimp crawling through the mud, less than 5 centimeters in length, can withstand 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure. Their cell membranes contain special fatty acids like compression-resistant fluorine, but what scientists want to study. And not only that, 150 years ago, the British Challenger used ropes and lead blocks touched this abyss for the first time. Depth 8,184 meters. Shocked the world. This is 1960. Picard and Walsh aboard the Trieste T, a depth of 10,000 meters. Sea flounder-like creatures prove that there is still life in extreme environments. Over the next 50 years, the N01 can set foot in this scenic spot. Until 2012, Hollywood director turned explorer. 7 hours of single-person dispatch aboard the Deep-Sea Challenger. Bring back 3D images and rock samples. Let a global audience experience it for the first time. The 2020 China Striver also arrived as scheduled. This is a titanium alloy ball cabin independently developed by China. Can withstand 110 trillion pressure. Robotic arm collects sediment. Place a microbial incubator. And completed the world's first 10,000 meter 4K live broadcast. Why do countries vote? A lot of money to study this barren seabed. Because this is not just a cold deep-sea oasis, it's a natural laboratory. These creatures exhibit how to survive in extreme conditions. They provide models for future energy systems, and scientists discovered that the environment here in Saturn, similar to Jupiter, for a race to control the ocean floor, and for countries that explore oceans beyond Earth. This is priceless, the piece we see in front of us. Something like ice cubes. It's actually quite extraordinary. This is methane hydrate. It is at low temperature. Methane gas is trapped in a high-pressure environment. If you light it up, it will burn. Therefore, it is also called fire ice. Scientists are studying it as a potential source of fuel, but extracting it is risky. Over-disturbing seafloor could trigger underwater landslides or release large amounts of methane into the ocean and atmosphere. This is a powerful greenhouse gas. Could cause serious harm to the marine or atmospheric environment. What you see here is polymetallic bonding. It is a kind of lying on the deep sea plane off 4 to 6 kilometers. Mineral clumps that look like dark brown potatoes. It's encapsulated in manganese. Modern high-tech industries, such as copper bones, inseparable metal. It's also known as violent tuberculosis. But collecting, they need specialized mining vehicle robots. He can entangle sediment with nodules. Everything collected will go through the pipeline, being sucked into a boat at SEAS. The collection car slowly weaves across the seabed. Will raise a large number of sediments and currents, and this dust will cover very far into the ocean floor. When the bonding process on board is completed, a second stream of waste goes back into the ocean. Increased damage to the marine environment. Scientists' research shows that the recovery time for this damage could take centuries. From Challenger to Trieste, from Cameron to the Striver. Humans have spent 150 years. 11 kilometers into the deepest part of the Earth. These 11 kilometers are a measure of technology and courage. It is also a testament to humanity's eternal curiosity about the unknown. The Mariana Trench tells us, the Earth is still so vast. How many unknowns will there be in the universe, waiting for us to find out?